Happy morning, happy afternoon, and happy evening to all my Nanbas and Nanbis. I have the All India Rank 1's audit paper, guys, and he has scored 59 marks out of the 70 in the descriptive part itself. He has almost come to exemption with just the descriptive. And to be honest, guys, this is one of the best papers I have ever seen, and the sole purpose of showing you this paper is because you can learn a lot from here. The way he has presented, what level of conceptual clarity he has, how important the keywords are, everything you will understand once you see this paper. And this is not for panicking. Please don't get panicked looking at this paper. Now, for people who are clueless as to what you have to do for the next 40 days, I'm going to give you a plan specifically for auditing subject in tomorrow's video. So stay tuned to that. Today, we will only focus on All India Rank 1's paper. Getting in the paper, I told you he scored 59 marks out of the 70 marks. To look itself, it is so nice. He started off with question number 6A. This question is basically about inventory. In items of FS, inventory, and they are asking about disclosure requirement for inventory. Now, if you see in the concept book, the inventory in items of FS is split into three. That is, what is the meaning of inventory, what are the audit procedures, and finally the disclosure. And this is what has been tested in the exam. Now, if you see the concept book for the answer of disclosure, whether inventory has been classified as raw material, work in progress, finished goods, stock in trade, stores, loose tools, others. If there is any goods in transit, they have to be disclosed separately under each subhead of the inventory. That's all is the answer. Now, see how he has written. The following are the disclosure requirement for inventory. Inventory is to be classified as raw material, work in progress, finished goods, stock in trade, loose tools, stores, and others. If there is any goods in transit, it shall be separately disclosed under each respective subhead. Now, if you see here, exactly as it is in the concept book, he has reproduced. He's starting off with his most confident answer. Are you able to understand? Exactly, he is able to reproduce. Now, that is the first key takeaway. Start off with the most confident answer. Now, if you see the next one, this question is about government audit. Again, for government audit, how are you going to audit the inventory for government? Now, here if you see, in the concept book, there will be 5 points. And how many points he has written here? He has written the 5 points. And one thing which I want you to notice here is he has not reproduced exactly as per ICAI. What he has done is he has taken the keywords. Whether adequate policies and procedures and rules have been established for all these things, sale, disposal, receipts, issue, etc. Whether purchase have been reasonable and after the sanction of appropriate authority and rules. Whether the prices paid were economical and they were in agreement with the invoices. Verify and vouch the account for issue, receipt and balance of inventory. Bring to the notice and report to the government if there is any discrepancy in the inventory noted and if there are any irregularities, if there is any damaged or obsolete inventory. This is the way he has written. I want you to see the concept book also. Now see the concept book, like I told you, 5 points for audit of stores and inventory. Ascertain whether regulations governing purchase, receipt, issue, custody, sale and inventory are well devised and properly carried out. If you see, all these terminologies is not being used, only the keywords are used, but the same meaning has been conveyed. I will just show you in the second point. To bring to the notice of the government any deficiency in quantity of stores held or any defect in the system of internal control. How has he written? Any discrepancy in the inventory. Discrepancy is the terminology he has used in the inventory noted, and if there are any irregularities. But what is it actually given in the study material? Any deficiency and defect. What I'm trying to communicate here is, if you can actually write with the same meaning and which is having the keywords, then you are going to get full marks. Not even half a mark is being reduced because he has communicated the meaning and because the keywords are present. And if you see, the keywords are actually underlined. Here and there he has underlined the keywords. Full marks he has actually got. So many people ask me, is it possible to get full marks in audit? This is the proof. This is the proof. In the end, I'll also show you how many full marks he has got. Lots of full marks he has got. It is possible, guys. If you can communicate the right meaning using the good keywords, then yes, it is definitely possible. This is a case which is given and they're asking you to identify whether it is self-interest, self-review, advocacy threat or whatever it is. So here you have to write the threat and you have to write why you are saying it is a self-interest threat. Again, self-review threat. Why are you saying it is a self-review threat? Like this, if you write again, full marks possible to get in the auditing paper. 5A, he's going to SA 300 audit planning. What are the factors? He has completed that and he is going to, there was a case study in the second part of 5A where they asked about if there is a change later, at a later stage in your audit, you are able to find something out. So there is a change in your understanding. Then what should you do? So basically the standard is saying that the auditor has to revise the overall audit strategy, right? So here see how he has written. This part is talking about what the standard is saying. This part is again going back to the question and doing the analysis of the question. Just see here, auditor should revise and update overall audit strategy and audit plan as a result of new condition and all of those things. Now going back to the question. Thus, during the course of audit, CA Taman discovers information that differs from what was available when audit procedures was planned, then he should revise the overall audit plan and audit strategy. So you saw the way he has presented the answer. Like how in law you used to write provision, analysis, conclusion. Here, if you know the standard name and number, you're going to start off with this. Here he has started off here with the standard name and number. And you're going to write what the standard is saying and then your analysis with respect to the question and finally the conclusion. That is the presentation as to how you are going to give for your audit paper, guys. I hope this is useful for you to go through All India Rank 1. I actually received all the 6 papers. Please let me know what is the next paper you want to see so that we can plan for it in the next to next videos. The next one is audit procedures for verifying existence of borrowing. Just see how he has written all the points, exactly keywords, underlining the keywords and the remaining sentence in his own words, but still communicating the same meaning, guys. Audit duty regarding audit of LLP. Same way, he's starting off with very clear. When you look at the answer, you know he has the conceptual clarity. One more thing I will just show you here. One important thing. Yes, this question as per SA 701, key audit matters. In the question they asked about purpose of key audit matters and what it does not include. That is in the second part. Now if you see here, he has started off with name, number of the standard. As per SA 701, key audit matters. What is the purpose of key audit matters? That they are matters that in the auditor's professional judgment with the most significant in the audit of financial statements of the entity and that require significant auditor's attention and judgment. These matters are determined from significant communication. What is he saying here? He is saying what is key audit matters. He has not touched upon the purpose of key audit matters. What you have to understand is first read the question properly. They are asking the purpose in the first part of the question. That means you have to give the purpose. In the second part, what are they asking? It is not a substitute for 4 things. What are the 4 things? It is not a substitute for a disclosure in the financial statement, not a substitute for modified opinion as per 705. It is not a substitute for SA 570. It is not a substitute for any separate opinion. Now the same 4 points I will show you in the concept book and I will also show you the keywords for these 4 points. Now just see here. This is what they have asked and this is what they have asked, not a substitute for disclosure in the financial statements and all the other points. So this one and the purpose is given here. I'm just quickly going to those 4 points, not a substitute for disclosure in the financial statement. It is not a substitute for auditor expressing a modified opinion as per SA 705. Not a substitute for reporting under SA 570 where a material uncertainty exists relating to event or condition that may cast a significant significant doubt. It is not a substitute for a separate opinion on the individual matters. Just see the keywords which is given here, guys. That is the most important one. Now, this concept book, if you want to use it, it is also available for you all. I'll give you in the description box also for you to download it free of cost. The entire PDF, you can actually access it, guys. So you can make use of it because keywords is the most important one. I'm telling that again and again. Now, the next question also, if you see, aspects to ensure that the financial statements will not mislead anybody. Now, this is a very interesting question because I'll show you in my concept book. I think in the first page only, I have framed this question. In the first page, I have framed this question: how auditor ensures that the financial statement does not mislead. The same thing was asked in the exam. The auditor will ensure that the financial statement will not mislead anybody was given in the question, and all these points. Just look at these points. The accounts have been drawn up with reference to entries in the books of accounts. All accounts have been drawn on the basis of book entries. The book entries are supported by sufficient and appropriate audit evidence. The entries are adequately supported by sufficient appropriate evidence. Now you saw how the keywords are being used, but not the exact words. None of the entries have been omitted in the process of compilation. Information presented in the financial statements are not misleading and are correct and unambiguous. Financial statements are prepared, presented, classified, and disclosed as per the relevant accounting standards. Exactly. The beauty is here. The question is being framed here. And that is the reason I said, if you are comfortable with this concept book, you can download it and you can start studying from here, only for the reason that the keywords will be marked in red, guys. Auditors are required to report on adequacy of the internal financial controls for what kind of companies you have to do. And this is CARO reporting. This is direct question. Now I'll just show you one thing for people who are asking, how many marks do they actually give? Full marks. If you write properly, I will show it to you guys. See here, except for the first question, almost all the other question, out of 14 marks, for sixth question, he has got 13 marks. Fifth question, 14 on 14 marks. Fourth one, 12 on 14 marks. Third question, again 14 on 14 marks. What level of conceptual clarity this person has for him to get full marks in so many questions, guys. You understood how you have to study. Multiple revisions will actually get you also there. It will get you also there, but you have to put in that effort. You should be willing to put in that effort of multiple revisions, keywords, remembering the keywords and communicating the same meaning. Like I told you, the three main key takeaways from All India Rank 1 is keywords are very important. The sentence has to communicate the same meaning. What is most important is content and not beautifying your paper. I see students putting lines here and there, writing with beautiful handwriting. More than all of that, the content that you give is actually the most important. I hope it was useful, guys, to look at the paper and also gives you the motivation that yes, if it was possible by him, it is possible by you also. Like that I want you to feel. Yes, guys, and all the very best. And like I said, please let me know what is the next paper for All India Rank 1 that you want us to review.